Right now at 5, peer support. We speak to VA leaders about how veterans are helping each other through difficult times.
You're watching WKBT La Crosse. This is News 8 Now at 5.
Good afternoon and thanks for joining us for News 8 Now at 5. I'm Amy DuPont.
And I'm Ken Kozarowski. Anywhere from 11 to 20% of veterans experience PTSD each year. That's according to research cited by the National Alliance on Mental Illness. In the La Crosse area, the VA runs a series of support groups for veterans in need of mental health assistance, as well as other types of help.
News 8 Now's Rob Romano spoke to the VA about these resources. Good afternoon, Rob.
Good afternoon, Amy and Ken. The Tomah VA Medical Center offers a variety of peer support groups for veterans in our area. A recovery coordinator with the VA says some of these groups are oriented towards skill building, while others are more geared towards dealing with mental health issues such as addiction. At least one of the groups is specifically focused on PTSD. I'm told that peer support specialists with the VA also help gear veterans towards other resources as needed.
Peer support staff are amazing systems navigators and know not just about internal VA resources and services, but also community supports. And they're really great at connecting their fellow veterans.
And the official you just heard from also says that when veterans have success in peer support services, it often translates to more success in psychotherapy. I'm told that for a veteran to access peer support services, they can inform any treatment provider at the VA or give them a call. Tomah VA Medical Center can be reached at 608-372-3971. Now keep in mind, when you call the Tomah VA Medical Center, the phone line is automated and it might take a few minutes on the phone to get connected to information about that peer support. But on that note, I'll send it back to you guys, Amy, again.
All right, thanks, Rob. On August 10th, President Biden signed what's known as the PACT Act into law. That law expanded health care and benefits for veterans exposed to burn pits and other toxic substances.
If any veteran is dealing with suicidal thoughts, the Veterans Crisis Line can be reached by dialing 988 and then just pressing 1. We'll have that information posted as well on news8000.com. Meantime, let's switch gears, talk some weather with First Alert meteorologist Bill Grall.
Well, today, autumnal equinox. In fact, it occurs in just a couple of hours, and that's the start of astronomical fall. If you want to time that out exactly, it occurs at a couple of minutes past 8 o'clock Central Time, so about 3 hours from now. And what that means is the direct rays of the sun directly over the equator, I should say. So the length of day and night is roughly equal, about 12 hours or so. And of course, heading into the winter months here in the northern hemisphere, so that length of daylight will be getting shorter and shorter. 65 degrees today. In fact, most spots in the lower to middle 60s. So Mother Nature playing right along. Lots of sunshine, but it felt like fall out there with those cool highs in the low to mid 60s. Just a few high clouds streaming in from the west right now. And you can see that on the satellite and radar imagery, but any rainfall is still well to our west. Unfortunately, that's going to creep across the area tomorrow afternoon and night. 64 degrees in La Crosse, 63 in Eau Claire, 63 in Winona, and 60 in Viroqua. Partly cloudy, chilly tonight. In fact, some frost is possible in some of our northeastern counties. That's why I have tonight an alert night, if you will. And we will talk details about who's under that frost advisory coming up with my full forecast in just a few minutes.
All right, thanks very much, Bill.
A new Marquette Law School poll finds 1/3 of the public does not believe former President Donald Trump had secret documents at Mar-a-Lago. Now, for Republicans, 61% say he did not have the documents, while 39% said he did. A majority of independents and Democrats, though, believe the former president had the classified material, with a whopping 93% of Democrats and less than about 65% of independents.
Now, a 3-judge panel on the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals has ruled in favor of the U.S. government in its criminal probe of former President Trump's handling of government records. Skylar Henry has more details from the White House.
The Department of Justice has won the latest round in the legal battle over documents with classified markings recovered from former President Trump's Mar-a-Lago home. A 3-judge appellate court panel with 2 Trump appointees ruled that the FBI does not need to turn over documents with classified markings to the special master for his review, and that FBI agents can regain access to those documents as part of the criminal probe into the handling of government records. The appellate court ruling also states that Trump suggests that he may have declassified these documents when he was president, but the record contains no evidence that any of these records were declassified. Trump told Fox News Wednesday there was no process to declassify the material.
If you're the president of the United States, you can declassify just by saying it's declassified, even by thinking about it, because you're sending it to Mar-a-Lago or to wherever you're sending it.
The judges wrote that the declassification argument is a red herring because declassifying an official document would not change its content or render it personal. The appellate court ruling came after New York's Attorney General filed a new civil lawsuit against the former president and 3 of his adult children. The 222-page civil lawsuit alleges Trump and his family defrauded insurers and lenders, violating state and potentially federal laws.
Donald Trump falsely inflated his net worth by billions of dollars to unjustly enrich himself and to cheat the system, thereby cheating all of us.
The state is seeking to recover $250 million in allegedly unlawful profits and a life ban on Trump and his children serving as officers in any New York company. Skyler Henry, CBS News, the White House.
Former President Trump has insinuated several times that the FBI may have planted evidence during its search of his Mar-a-Lago home. Thursday, the judge in the court-appointed special master issued a new filing telling Trump's legal team to submit a sworn declaration of anything they believe the Justice Department included in their inventory of the material seized on August 8th that was not actually taken from that residence during the search. Well, September is Suicide Prevention Awareness Month, and a suicide prevention summit took place at UWL's Student Union today. Everyone from teachers and paramedics learned about suicide and tools for preventing it at work or even at home.
As the mental health crisis grows worse, folks say suicide prevention should be as normalized as knowing CPR. Many people who helped lead the summit have experienced the effects of suicide firsthand.
The people who actually have lived through it, suicide loss, suicide attempts, suicidal thoughts, they actually have a lot to say about what can be done to prevent this from happening.
So that was clinical psychologist Sally Spencer Thomas. She spoke at that summit today, and you can hear her again tonight. She's going to speak at Viterbo University at 7 in her presentation called Be a Shining Light of Hope.
Now, national polls are showing high levels of anxiety and depression in Americans, and a national task force wants to help people recognize the signs early to receive mental health care. The U.S. Preventative Task Force is proposing depression and anxiety screenings for people under 65 who may not be showing recognizable symptoms. The organization says in 2020, 1 in 5 of U.S. adults experienced mental illness, but less than half of those people got treatment. Doctors at Mayo Clinic Health System believe early screenings might help some adults realize they need a helping hand and even normalize the process of seeking help.
There's so much stigma about mental health disorders. Depression and anxiety are not something that people oftentimes feel comfortable talking about, and so they may be unwilling to bring it up without prompting.
The National Task Force is also taking public comments on their findings. If you want to leave a comment, we'll have the link available on news8000.com.
A new warning from health experts. They're warning parents about an internet challenge that could lead to an overdose. It's this challenge involving cooking food with over-the-counter medication. Heating up medicines like that can make that medication more potent, and health experts at Gunderson Health System say eating things cooked with medicine is dangerous.
It is extremely foolish to cook food in medicine and expect that to do anything other than expose you to danger and risk.
Doctors say parents need to be aware of their child's social media activities and talk to their kids about what could happen if they misuse drugs.
A collaboration for the greater good. Gunderson Health System and Green Bay-based Bellin Health are merging. It's been in talks for a few months now, but the two health systems are set to officially merge by the end of the year. Even though Bellin is far from the La Crosse area, Bellin's CEO says that they are prioritizing keeping services local.
We have structured this in a way to really preserve our ability to make decisions locally that are in the best interest of the people in the regions that we serve.
She says the process has been smooth, but they still have work to do. Gunderson and Bellin have not decided on a name for the merger.
UWL says it is reporting a record number of new students that have started this fall. The university says 2,308 students are in classes, 101 more than last year's record level. Overall enrollment held steady with this year's total at 10,302. The university also reported a good retention rate, holding at just over 84% of its students returning this fall.
Coming up tonight at 5, a past living behind bars has changed a man's outlook on life. Amy spoke to a wrongfully convicted man who says he wouldn't change a thing. Her story next.
Save on your home's energy costs with help from Menards. Seal up gaps and cracks with Loctite Tight Foam. This sealant insulates effectively and will expand to fill gaps up to 1 inch. Right now, all Loctite sealants are 11% off. Now is a great time to insulate ahead of the cold weather with Knauf fiberglass insulation. Soundproofing insulation offers year-round comfort and helps lower energy costs. Get 11% off all Knauf insulation now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The power to change your future is now. The SUVs are here. Be one of the first to drive a new Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge. Custom order your SUV today. Lock in 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus 500 retail order bonus cash on a new 2023 Ford Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge.
There's never been a better time to enjoy quality Smith Brothers sofas, sectionals, and chairs than right now during the annual Smith Brothers sale at Drury's in Fountain. You'll save on the latest sofa styles, stunning casual sectionals, and cozy chairs and recliners, even luxurious leather designs. Smith Brothers, made in America by skilled craftsmen dedicated to putting quality first. Plus, there's even special 24-month financing on all Smith Brothers furniture. Smith Brothers furniture at the best prices of the year, now at Drury's in Fountain.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
Have you ever experienced this view? Hi, Andrew Larson here. With Gutter Shutter, you'll never have to experience it again. Please give up this dangerous chore and protect your home's foundation with Gutter Shutter, the strongest, most durable, maintenance-free gutter on the market. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems across South Central Wisconsin. We'd love to come out and show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
From death row to free man, Gary Tyler served 41 years in prison after being wrongfully convicted of murder. Our own Amy DuPont sat down with the Louisiana native who was sharing his story and a message he believes everyone needs to hear.
So Gary Tyler says he's not angry or even bitter. In fact, he told me if he could go back in time and never spend a day in prison, he wouldn't. He says his time behind bars made him who he is today. Tyler was just 17 years old when he was quickly tried and convicted of killing a white classmate in a racially charged environment and sentenced to death. Lawyers and activists worked on his case for 41 years, and he was finally released in 2016. Today, the 64-year-old shares his story to encourage people to act when they witness injustice, to have hope, and to forgive the people or groups who have harmed you, regardless of whether they actually deserve your forgiveness.
This nation needs to be healed. We don't need to perpetuate the hurt and anger of the people. We need to do what's right for the people. We need to start forgiving.
You can hear more of Gary Tyler's story and message tonight. He's going to speak at 7 o'clock on the Viterbo University campus. That event is free and open to the public. And, you know, Gary has never spoken to the law enforcement officers that helped to wrongly convict him. And, you know, I asked him, what would you say to them if you had the chance? He said he's not exactly sure what he would say, but if he had the opportunity, he says he would like to tell him that he's okay.
Wow.
And again, he's forgiven those people.
And that's so staggering because so many of us who have been slighted in life on a much lesser scale would probably hold grudges. But
Right.
for something like this, I mean, this is life-altering, more than
Right.
41 years like that.
And his big message, too, is that see the good in people. And one of the main reasons why is he was 17. He was the youngest person ever on death row, and he was with some bad guys, right? He says they took him under their wings, and he was never victimized in any way. A lot of bad things can happen in prison, and those men made sure he was okay. And so he said there's good in everyone.
Wow, a fantastic message for sure. Thanks, Amy. Well, still to come tonight at 5, a significant drop in cancer deaths.
A new study shows that people survive cancer now more than ever before.
And I'm Chief Meteorologist Bill Grahl. Frost advisory for parts of our area. All the details of my 8-day forecast up next.
I received a call that my granddaughter had been hit. She suffered a serious brain injury and nearly died. The driver should have been in jail. Mandela Barnes supports no cash bail that puts criminals like Darrell Brooks back on the streets. He's more worried about criminals than victims. Mandela Barnes doesn't have the judgment to keep our communities safe.
Senate Leadership Fund is responsible for the content of this advertising.
This is a story of first downs and second chances.
I wanted to keep playing, but my feet hurt.
You'd think all those big league experts could have helped.
You have access to anything, but none of it worked.
His football career ended, but his plantar fasciitis pain didn't. Till he found the Good Feet store.
I got fitted for my arch supports. Let me tell you something. They work.
Now, he recommends Good Feet to
anybody. If you move, go to the Good Feet store.
So get moving. Come in for your free fitting.
In every department at Dahl Auto, you'll find people who've been in the industry for decades. Sales staff with a deep knowledge, not just of cars, but how to build relationships. A service team who always double checks each other's work. Dozens of people you may never meet who've been working for years to make buying and servicing a car feel fast and easy. In over 100 years at Dahl Auto, we've learned to value experience. After working with our team, you'll value our experience too. Dahl Auto, simple.
Derek Van Orden, former U.S. Navy SEAL. Over 20 years of active duty, defending America in hostile territory. 5 combat tours, hundreds of missions, sea, air, and land. Now, he's on the most important no-fail mission of his life.
Saving America for my grandchildren and yours.
Grandpa, we're just going to the park.
Yes, we are. You guys ready? Yeah! Derek Van Orden and I approve this mission and this message.
You know better when you see it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
But sometimes it's a little harder to tell what better looks like, and you could use a little help.
Thanks, Mom.
Security Health Plan. Everything you need in a health plan. Everything you'd expect from a good neighbor.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
All employees of a Milwaukee-based healthcare provider are now required to receive a COVID-19 vaccine. At one point, staff at Froedtert Hospital could opt out due to religious reasons, but the provider decided to end that exemption because of the Novavax vaccine.
They say the Novavax eliminates conflicts because it does not use fetal cell lines in its development. Some employees are against the decision, saying the vaccine's use of moth cells still go against their beliefs. Employees who previously opted out were given a deadline to receive their vaccine or voluntarily resign. Froedtert says the decision affects less than 1% of its staff. Meantime, a new report shows more people in the U.S. are surviving cancer more than ever before. The American Association for Cancer Research found in the past 3 years, the number of cancer survivors living in the U.S. increased by more than 1 million.
As of January, there were 18 million cancer survivors. The association said that number is expected to increase to 26 million by 2040. The report credits the progress against cancer to fewer people smoking and improvements in catching and treating cancer early.
Well, don't miss out on this opportunity. The Hunger Task Force and the Salvation Army are teaming up to give food out to folks and families. So you can stop by the Salvation Army warehouse in La Crosse tomorrow. That event starting at 3.
It was another beautiful day, but definitely, Bill, fall is here. It officially starts tonight, but I think that Mother Nature got started.
Oh, it definitely started
this
early.
morning.
I could have spent all day outside.
Yeah, the transition started with that frontal passage late Tuesday night, so we went from a high of almost 90 degrees to 74 yesterday. Today's high, even with all the sunshine, only 67 degrees. So the first below average high temperature here in La Crosse in 10 days. You have to go all the way back to September 12th. That's the last time that occurred. Just a few high clouds right now. Again, the numbers from today showing that high of 67, rather cool morning low of 47. Averages are 73 and 52, 95 the record high set just 5 years ago, 32 the record low set in 1974. No rainfall, and it's been a fairly dry September, 1.20 inches. That's about an inch and a half below average. 64 degrees out at the airport, 65 downtown here at the station. Look at that, very dry air. Dew points in the 30s, winds out of the northwest at 6, and the Mississippi falling 5.06 feet. Eau Claire, good evening to you folks. 63 degrees, lots of sunshine, winds are calm there, and the Chippewa is up close to 760. Now, current temperatures all across the upper Midwest, very fall-like, so we were not alone in these cooler readings. Temperatures in the 60s for most, including that 64 in La Crosse, 63 in Winona, 61 in Decorah, 60 in Viroqua, 62 in Sparta and Black River Falls. Now, these winds will come down through the evening hours, and with the clearing skies and those light winds, yeah, some chilly temperatures. In fact, a frost advisory for our traditional colder counties. Now, this is nothing out of the ordinary. You typically see your first frost late September in these areas. Clark County, Jackson, Monroe, Juneau, and Adams counties. It's in effect from 1 o'clock to 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. Temperatures could drop to as low as 33, 34 degrees. So if you want to keep those sensitive plants alive, either bring them in or cover them up, and maybe disconnect those garden hoses as well. So let's check those low temperatures. Not a problem in La Crosse County, low to mid 40s, right around 44 in La Crosse. Mid 40s down to the south, maybe some upper 30s over towards Hillsboro. And then Monroe County, some 30s there. Look at Black River Falls, around 33, 34 degrees. Up into Clark County, some 30s as well, right around 40 to 42 for Eau Claire and Chippewa Falls. So all is quiet this evening. Clouds off to the west, though, and that's our next weather maker. It's going to bump this ridge of high pressure out. We'll see increasing clouds as we head into tomorrow morning, but most of tonight will be clear. And then winds pick up from the south. There's those rain chances as we head into tomorrow afternoon, kind of in scattered fashion. We'll have to watch for some high school football rain showers again. What else is new? It seems like that's a trend Friday evenings, and then that rain moves out later in the night. And most of Saturday looking dry, just a slight chance for some hit and miss showers in a few spots. So for tonight, partly cloudy and chilly. Again, an alert night, if you will, due to that chance of frost in our northeastern communities. No chance of frost here in La Crosse, though, 44. 62 tomorrow, cool with increasing clouds, chance of afternoon showers, a little bit better chance of rain Friday night. Just a slight chance for a shower on Saturday, isolated shower on Sunday, but windy with highs in the upper 60s both days this weekend. And another shot at cooler air, upper 50s to around 60 degrees next Tuesday and Wednesday. We'll have to watch frost chances again on those nights, and then back into the mid to upper 60s as Oktoberfest starts next Thursday.
All right, cooling off indeed.
Gosh.
Thanks,
Alrighty.
Bill.
Okay.
Coming up, say goodbye to cars, at least for the day.
La Crosse's MTU is joining a global effort to make today as eco-friendly as possible.
On News 8 Now this morning, find out what season officially starts over the weekend in Wisconsin. And find out the next clue for the Oktoberfest medallion hunt. Have a great night. More News 8 Now is on after the break.
CityCam 8 is brought to you by The Board Store. Ever wonder what a bath remodel would do for your soul? Rejoice! The Board Store can help you find that joy with a new tub or shower or a complete bath remodel. Call or visit today.
Violent crime up across Wisconsin. Families nervous about their safety. Yet Mandela Barnes called for releasing half of Wisconsin's jailed inmates. That would mean releasing over 10,000 criminals right into our neighborhoods. 10,000 reasons your family would be in more danger. Barnes also supported defunding the police. 10,000 more criminals with fewer police to protect us. What could go wrong? Wisconsin Truth Bank is responsible for the content of this advertising.
At Blaine's Farm and Fleet, you know we have the products you need to grow a great garden. So right now, save on fall canning and preserving supplies to enjoy your homegrown harvest all year long. Like half off our entire stock of Country Classics 12-count canning jars. 6-piece Norpro canning sets, just $9.99. Save 20% on Roots and Harvest canning jar safe crates. Plus, knock out fall projects with Valspar Medallion paint starting at $39.99.
Find value at Blaine's Farm and Fleet. Get up and go!
You heard the jingle, man, Wisconsin. That means it's time to get a versatile, rugged, athletic SUV that makes you feel like you just won a title. Again. Honda was just crowned KBV.com's best value brand for the 7th year in a row. So get up and go to your Wisconsin Heartland Honda dealer today. Honda gets Wisconsin. Bring it home, Songbird.
Get up and go!
Ron Johnson's at it again, lying about my taxes. Let's be clear, my taxes are paid in full, but there were times I was getting by on peanut butter sandwiches. And that's why I support a tax cut for the middle class. Put more money in your pockets. Because I know how hard you work. But Johnson used his Senate seat to write a loophole and gave huge tax cuts to himself and his biggest donors, leaving us with crumbs. And that's how we get left behind. I'm Mandela Barnes, and I approve this message.
Did you say I'm 100?
Only we're with the Stars celebrating 100 years of Norman Lear. Next, ET.
Thank you for watching News 8 Now, our community, your station.
Well, there is a global effort to go green. It is World Car Free Day.
Cities across the globe are finding ways to encourage motorists to give up their vehicle for the day. La Crosse's MTU is celebrating too with free rides all day. So if you want to take today as an opportunity to be more environmentally friendly, you can take advantage of a free bus ride, or hey, try walking, maybe using your bike for your commute today.
I feel bad. I didn't know that day was today.
Yeah, that'd be a little difficult for us. But, you know,
Yes.
even cooler, some of our buses are EV vehicles as well.
That's right.
So they're green in color and green for the environment as well.
Excellent. All right, well, we'll have a look at what's coming up at 6 when we come back.
And Bill is in next with tonight's forecast.
It's dangerous up here, and it's no fun shopping around for a reputable contractor. I've built my company on the promise to treat our customers like we would our own family. That means an honest, no-pressure sales experience, expert craftsmanship, and a lifetime guarantee of our work. Over the past 15 years, my team has installed thousands of maintenance-free gutter systems in the Rochester and La Crosse area. And we'd love to show you what Gutter Shutter can do for you and your home, but most importantly, keep you safe and off that ladder. So call today for a free estimate.
The power to change your future is now. The SUVs are here. Be one of the first to drive a new Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge. Custom order your SUV today. Lock in 2.9% financing for 60 months, plus 500 retail order bonus cash on a new 2023 Ford Explorer, Bronco Sport, or Edge.
Water is one of nature's most beautiful and life-sustaining resources. At no fault of their own, many Wisconsin utility customers are facing a shutoff to their water service. This leaves them without the one life-giving resource we all take for granted. And those hardest hit are on fixed incomes, juggling multiple temporary jobs, or those who lost full-time jobs in sectors hardest hit by the pandemic. If someone you care about needs a hand up, your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your water, heat, and power on. If you are in danger of losing your water service, call 833-H2O-WISC, 833-426-9472. You may not ask for it, but we're here to help.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
Coming up on the CBS Evening News, an update tonight on an 8-year-old who was seriously injured in that 4th of July shooting in Illinois, how thousands of people from across the country came together to raise millions. That's tonight on the CBS Evening News.
And coming up on News 8 Now at 6, we're going to have more from our one-on-one exclusive conversation with the Louisiana native who went from death row to free man. Why he says, no matter your circumstances or if you spent time behind bars or not, we need to see the good in everyone.
Partly cloudy, chilly tonight. Lows in La Crosse around 44. That frost advisory for our northeastern counties: Clark, Jackson, Monroe, Juneau, and Adams.
All right. Thanks, Bill, and thanks for joining us.
We hope you'll join us again at 6.